next game they play against Phoenix, so Chris Paul knows Devin Booker really well. He knows Shai Gilgeous-Alexander really well. I'm sure he had a lot to say about how they should defend them or things that input on what those guys do. And if you have a lot to say and people don't really want to hear it or they're not asking for your opinion and you still say it, it may not go over. Okay, I'm hinting at, I think that's kind of the stuff we're talking about. It's starting
to make sense.
Maybe even just the way he's the point guard, right?
Yeah.
Like they asked me this morning, what's Chris Paul's legacy? Like, let's say this is it for him. I think he's the last great point guard. I think he's the last great point. Who's the last great true point guard?
Shai.
What do you call Shai?
But is Shai a true point guard? He's more of a scoring guard. I mean, he is a point guard.
He handles the ball.
Yeah, but he's not a true point guard like Isaiah Thomas or John Stockton or Jason Kidd, right?
It's interesting.
And he's I think he's the all-time assist leader, games played leader, steals leader for guys who are 6 feet or under.
Yeah. Trav, McVay and Stafford go at it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like something will come in, he doesn't like it, and they'll argue. So
look,
maybe
Chris has been this way his entire career.
Right.
But he also used to be better, and younger.
Well, it's a respectful way to argue.
That's the part that I find most interesting about it is, like, to your point, DeMarco, about McVay and Stafford, they're both still at the peak of their powers, right? Chris Paul is no longer at the peak of his powers. So if you are offering your insight or your suggestions and it's being taken as judgment and it's like, yeah, dude, but you're not helping us do these things either.
You're just playing.
But there's a respectful way to do it and receive it, and I think that's what broke down.
Yeah, and
now you're calling people names.
And he and Ty Lue haven't been good for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Well,
like Chris started getting DNPs.
Ramona reported today that they aren't even on speaking terms.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, for a couple weeks now. I was talking to him in the middle of the night last night too, and we were like, I was like, this has been bad for 3 weeks. Like they started giving. He had 3 straight DNP coaches' decisions. Like that was a thing a couple weeks ago, and I was like, whoa, something's going bad there because he's not that bad of a player to be DNP CDs, right? To be sitting him down without being in the rotation, and they're playing these young guys you don't even know their names, right? They're just playing them because they're young. This was not just. I mean, look, I made a joke last night because I was loopy and 2 a.m. when this all happened. I mean, the last Chris Paul situation like this, there were basketball reasons, right, for vetoing the trade. Right. This was not basketball reasons. This is locker room reasons.
This is personal reasons. This is personnel reasons.
If you got a guy who is 40 years old, first ballot Hall of Famer, has a lot to say, and he's maybe telling players and coaches something other than what the coaching staff is trying. Yeah, that's the word. And I don't think he's doing it on purpose.
Do the Clippers make an adjustment at this point, or is it just more of the same without Chris Paul?
Well, think about this. If you're the coaches and you're trying to get a certain message across, but maybe you think the guys aren't doing what you want them to do because this other guy has a different idea.
He's undermining you.
I don't think he has. I don't think his intentions are bad. Yeah. I know him. There's no way he's trying to undermine
unless he's wrong.
A sitting coach.
Yeah.
Chris wants to win. This is his last year. This is the last hurrah. He doesn't want this to happen. He's just saying the things he sees. And it wasn't appreciated, I guess.
Hey, DeMarco, I wanted to ask you about